Attention to the talk. Fire mission. What do you got?
I have a sit rep from Alpha Company.
What is it?
They just crossed baseline gold.
His pressure's falling.
Matt.
Yes, sir.
LA Chief, QPP, ready to be verified.
Verify.
Number one, power!
Being a soldier makes me feel proud to know that I'm defending my country for my family, my friends, to know that it's going to be safe for them like it was safe for me.
I joined the Army because I wanted to serve my country.
I joined the military pretty much right after September 11th.
And you get to travel the world, meet different type of people.
My mother likes the fact that I've joined the Army because it's matured me as a person.
I picked the Army because I wanted some college money.
My family thought it was great that I was going into the Army. They thought it was a great career choice.
The active Army is what you see most of the time and what people think of as the Army.
It's the standing Army, on duty in the U.S. and around the world, around the clock.
And you're given tasks that normal everyday people couldn't even fathom.
It's a full-time job just like any other.
My friends all chose careers, civilians, and they realized that they don't have nearly as many experiences as I do.
When CNN's reporting on late night, they're talking about us and what we're doing to help the nation. You can actually make a difference.
Being an Army reservist differs from being active because you only actually get to work 1 week in a month and 2 weeks in the summer. You can either go to school or have a job, and then you come in and you get to be a soldier, which is really fun.
That's why I became a reservist, because even though I want to be in the military, I don't want to do it full-time.
I'm a 97 Bravo counterintelligence agent in the United States Army Reserve. Basically, I get to play James Bond in the Army. I love my job. It also helps in my civilian job in that I work a lot with computers. I get paid both by the reserves and my civilian job.
When I do have a civilian job, the reserves have helped me get those jobs. And it shows that I have leadership potential, it shows that I can follow direction, and that I'm reliable.
I decided on the Army Reserves because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do after high school. And I thought it was a good step for me to find out what I was interested in.
It doesn't matter if you're active or reserve, you go to basic training. You spend 9 weeks learning to be a soldier.
My one piece of advice for someone who's entering basic training is to get physically fit.
When I got to basic training, I expected to be screamed at or told to run right away. And they definitely screamed, but it wasn't as bad as the movie as I thought it was going to be. So I actually enjoyed it very much. I thought the physical activity was wonderful. And anyone can pull it off if you really put your mind to it.
I like ROTC because it gives you the chance to do things that you get to see in the movies, like jump out of airplanes and helicopters.
Most of the Army's officers come from something called ROTC, Reserve Officers Training Corps.
And they teach you everything you need to know about how to be an officer and lead people in the Army.
ROTC means you basically get involved with the Army while you're in college.
I go to class just like any other student. Some designated weekdays, I put on military fatigues or a dress uniform and do training exercises.
Summer camp, or the National Advanced Leadership Camp, is a chance for ROTC cadets from all over the country to come together. You go from station to station, throwing hand grenades, rifle marksmanship, obstacle courses, and then you actually do the field exercises, practicing your leadership skill.
You go in there and you learn how to manage your time. You go in there and you learn how to do public speaking. You learn how to lead groups. When I tell people at college that I'm in the ROTC program, there's definitely a show of respect and they appreciate what we're doing.
At the end of your 4 years in college, you graduate and you're commissioned as a second lieutenant.
A second lieutenant is the equivalent of a junior manager in a company or a corporation. It's the first step on the managerial scale. It was my first day of being a 23-year-old second lieutenant. You're faced with more responsibility than you can imagine. All the training you've had prepares you for what you're about to enter.
As an officer, we lead by example. We set extremely high standards for ourselves and for our unit. Initiative is highly encouraged. Unconventional or out-of-the-box thinking is also highly desirable. You need to be able to adapt to any situation.
For me, the coolest thing about being an officer is that you have an opportunity to influence lives. You're responsible for your soldiers' welfare, the morale, equipment, and the mission at hand.
Being an officer in the United States Army is probably one of the most prestigious honors that you can bestow on any person, and I'm very proud to be a part of that.
Advanced individual training is where you learn your specific job.
The AIT school was very challenging and it was very difficult.
It's pretty intense.
My MOS is 91 Delta, that's operating room technician. I never thought that I would be able to work inside of an OR alongside some of the top surgeons in the world.
I am an 18 Bravo.
Special Forces Engineer Sergeant.
Weapons Sergeant.
Weapons Sergeant. I handle demolitions.
Being a part of a team is a concept that no one will really understand until you become a part of a team.
We live together.
You depend on each other. You have to watch each other's back. You depend on each other for life.
My name is Tiffany Comeric. My MOS is interrogator, Spanish linguist. Being an interrogator is a complicated thing. I can't really tell you a lot about the job because it is secret.
My name is Captain Tombo Jones. I fly the UH-60 Blackhawk. It's the greatest aircraft in the Army's inventory. Capable of flying 170 knots. It's used to carry troops. It mounts 2 M60 machine guns on it.
Staff Sergeant James Kitchens. This is a Stryker infantry carrier vehicle. It moves 62 miles an hour. We go through water, go up at 60% grade. Designed to carry 9 combat troops with all the gear. You can pretty much turn on a dime. We can get there quicker, faster, quieter than before. Some of the technology on this vehicle, FBCB2, it's just battlefield internet. It allows me to send an instant message from one vehicle to another. It's like a video game. This vehicle is the future of the Army.
What we've done is we've integrated computers onto the soldier. It allows them to fight better and make them more aware of what's going on the battlefield. We have a wireless local area network on the top of the helmet used for radio communications, as well as sending emails and instant messages to other soldiers on the battlefield. We have a helmet-mounted display. On my shoulder is the military global positioning system, and that's how I pick up the GPS satellites. The soldier control module. I have left and right click buttons just as your home computer does, and we're going into testing with this system. The goal is that we will have this on every single infantry soldier out there in the Army.
My name is Natalie Ortiz. I'm a 91 kilo Mike 4, which basically means I'm a lab technician and a blood banking specialist at the same time. What we do is we go out there, and if there's a situation that needs to be handled, just get out there and get it done, help people.
The piece of equipment behind me is the Firefinder radar system, and we use it to track enemy rounds and friendly fire too.
My name is PFC Shishidi Kelly. I'm an air traffic control specialist. It's really a rush when you get a whole bunch of aircraft all at once.
I'm a 02 Lima saxophone player.
We play music. We do marching, jazz band.
You get your horns given to you. They give you brand new stuff.
You're getting paid.
All this and a paycheck.
All this and a paycheck, exactly.
I'm a 25 Mike. That is the equivalent of a civilian graphic designer.
I'm in field artillery. I get to go out and blow things up.
Military policeman, plumber.
I'm a mechanic.
I'm an OH-58D helicopter pilot.
Administrative specialist.
The Chinook helicopter mechanic.
Satellite systems supervisor.
Radar operator.
An ammunition specialist.
I'm a parachute rigger.
Broadcast journalist.
I'm a 13 Bravo 40 field artillery.
Licensed practical nurse.
Infantryman.
I'm a chef in the Army.
It's a lot of fun. Heck, what other job can you fire weapons in?
I went to an air traffic control rated school, so I could get out and take some tests and join the FAA, work in a tower at LAX or something like that. And that's a lot of money to be a controller in the civilian world.
Well, if I was to go in civilian world, I could
be a network administrator working at the smallest bank up to the biggest computer corporation.
If I do decide to get out or I make this a career, either way I have options, I have choices.
The recruiters, they give you a call, talk to you about joining the Army, and he told me about the college fund that I would be getting, the Montgomery GI Bill. Really, that was the kicker for me, because college was priority.
The Army has some of the greatest educational benefits. If you have previous college and you have loans, they'll go ahead and they'll pay for you if you want to come in. If you just want to go to school, you can join up and 99% of the units will help you get your degree.
Got my degree from George Washington University, a degree that would cost me $40,000, but cost me around $500 through the Army.
I wanted to get some college in my life. I really didn't have time for it because in the civilian world, I was always working.
Well, currently I'm in college, in the Army. I go to school on post at the Education Center. It's a good opportunity to just go to work and drive 2 minutes and there's my college. They promote school in the Army. They tell you to go to class.
It's all about your education. The single best thing about being in the Army is the traveling.
I travel a lot in the Army. In Thailand, we went down there to build a schoolhouse and traveled to Alaska to build a road.
When I get deployed, I normally do have free time. We like to see the sights. We like to go out and enjoy the culture. I've been to places that people can only dream about.
Such as Australia, that was a blast. Malaysia, Japan.
Germany, Spain, England, Amsterdam.
Italy, Rome, Paris, Austria.
I was able to visit China.
Japan, Korea. Tell them about Germany there.
Germany was the best time I ever spent in my life.
Kuwait, Jordan, Qatar, Hawaii.
So a little bit of everything.
It's an experience that if I wasn't in the military, I would never have been able to enjoy.
An Army post is nothing like you would see in the movies. It's just like a regular community. Living on post is very nice. All the amenities of a regular community, a grocery store, which is known as a commissary, a PX, which is like a department store, and we also have a hospital. We have a great sense of community here. The kids really enjoy getting together with the other kids in the neighborhood and playing. We have a playground for the kids so they can come out and swing and slide and that type of stuff.
Living on post with my wife, post housing is great. It's like a little perfect community. I love to come home to it every night.
Raising children in the military has been an adventure. The military housing that they have is really a good place to live.
The Army provides some great medical benefits for you and your family. I know that I can go to sick hall or I can go to the doctor. Any kind of appointment that you would want to make on the civilian side, you can do that in the Army.
It's been great for our family.
The Army will take care of their single soldiers. They give you a free room, free food. You get about everything for free.
The barracks I live in, they're about 2 years old. Boy, it's nice. They're beautiful. You got a roommate, you got what's called a kitchenette, you got a refrigerator, you share a bathroom. They kind of put you with somebody you don't know at first, but we're kind of used to that, being that you went through basic training and AIT and all that. Barracks are a lot like a college environment.
Being a single soldier in the Army is actually quite fun. They have put a lot of events on post for people to get to know people and places for you to go.
It's really not hard at all to maintain a social life in the Army Reserve because you're only gone 1 weekend a month, and that's really not much at all. You have a lot of time to do other things.
Some common misconceptions in the Army is that you're not allowed to have a personal life.
Well, the great thing about being in the Army is that you're surrounded by young, active people.
I have a boyfriend who I'm very happy with.
I'm offered 30 days of paid vacation every year.
Try to get on the golf course at least once a week, and I usually don't have a problem at doing that. And every place I've been stationed in the Army, I've been lucky enough to have a great golf course.
The Army does have a facility here where you can rent boats, you can rent jet skis, and just come out here and have a great time, and the Army supports that.
You can go whitewater rafting and mountain climbing and anything you want to do.
You'll never find me around the barracks if I'm off work.
We hang out together, we work together, we work hard together, we play hard together.
Now I have more pride in the country I look at myself differently because I have to hold myself up to better standards.
I would have to say joining the Army is the best thing I've ever done with my life.
I'm going to walk away with this with a lot of memories, a lot of friends, and something that's going to change me for the rest of my life.
Here are some questions you may want to ask a recruiter. Should I choose active, reserve, or ROTC? Can I pick my job? Can I choose which Army post I go to? How long do I have to sign on for? Or what rank will I be when I join?
The Army's made up of different people from different backgrounds. We possess different skills and capabilities, but we share one common set of values, one mission, and one goal. Together, we're the strongest and most professional Army in the world.
What you've seen is just a fraction of what the Army, Army Reserve, and ROTC can offer you. You can get all the information you need by calling your local recruiter or by visiting GoArmy.com. Now it's time to really put yourself in the picture and see what it's like to become
an army of one.
An army of one.
An army of one. An army of one.
An army of one.
An army of one.
An army of one.
An army of one.
An army of one.
An army of one. We are an army of one, and I'm proud to be a part of that army.